And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to GameStop Hometown Heroes. My name is Dustin Kane, and joining me, as always, is Evan Hashimoto. And tonight, we'll be taking a look at the top 8 for Injustice 2's online region of Los Angeles.
And here's how it works. This is the second week of our 10-week series. Players from around North America compete in one of 8 different regions every Sunday. 4 points to qualify for the regional finals at their GameStop locations. The winners of that will qualify for the finals in Las Vegas at the GameStop Expo. And if you want to sign up for that, be sure to go to esl.gg/GameStop Hometown Heroes.
And speaking of finals, E-League has announced their Injustice 2 championship, which is going to take place on October 21st. Now, this is a 16-man bracket with a prize pool of $250 grand. That's a lot of change. And I'm proud to announce that the winner of the Las Vegas finals of the GameStop Hometown Heroes presented by PS4, the winner of that is guaranteed a spot in that 16-man bracket. Oh my goodness. That is... Ooh. And that's going to take place later this year, by the way, like I said, October 21st in Atlanta. Now, in case you didn't know, Red Hood is available. And he's available if you have the Ultimate Edition or if you have the DLC Fighter Pack. Unfortunately, he is banned from tournament play till about July 13th, but there is a tournament coming up right after that date, and it's actually EVO.
Oh, and he's such a cool character. I'm playing him so much. I cannot wait to see what everybody does with him at EVO.
Yeah. It's going to be really exciting.
And speaking of big tournaments, there was actually no War of the Gods this previous week or next week because the staff has been traveling for E3 and CEO. But you know what? They're going to be back on June 24th, and that is gauntlet.gg if you want to check out any information on that.
And that is a $15,000 prize pool, so it's not a bad chunk of money there. Also, shout-outs to Mr. Aquaman, who is in the studio with us now, hanging out. It's been fun.
Yeah, we've been hanging out with them all day. But there are plenty of other tournaments while you wait for this. In fact, CEO is coming up this very weekend. So soon. Yeah,
CEO, one of my favorite events of the year. Jabali and his staff does a fantastic job. Favorite 3, honestly, got to be Combo Breaker, CEO, and then EVO.
And EVO is coming up right after that. So CEO is going to be the second stop on the Injustice Pro Series, and EVO will be the third. Of course, EVO is the largest fighting game tournament in the world, so that's going to be July 14th through 16th.
In the universe, maybe.
Maybe in the galaxy. That's not quite the universe.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see how the aliens turn up at EVO.
It's a fantastically large and incredible tournament. Yeah. If you haven't been there, I suggest you go.
All right, and of course, there's GameStop Hometown Heroes Regional Finals. That's going to be August 12th, seeding into the top 8 in Las Vegas on August 27th.
Yep, and just in case you missed the latest news, please follow us on social. That's going to be ESL Injustice on Twitter and Facebook. And if you missed the VODs and you want to see maybe a matchup that we showcased here, make sure you go to youtube.com/ESLTV.
And we have these wonderful figures here, the Injustice 2 Versus Series by Project Triforce. You can check that out at projecttriforce.com. But if you want to win a set of your own, be sure to submit your best low-cost cosplay pictures to us on Twitter.
Yep. All right. Well, that does it for all the news, the late news. Let's go ahead and get into the current standings for Week 2 for the New York and Miami region. New York featured Kevin DeMann once again. However, he actually lost to Nyx in the finals. We had a repeat offender in Predator, as well as Son Goku, Kinetic Balding, and Costner. And then we also had CD Jr. make top 8.
Ooh, for the first time, I
believe.
Yeah,
for the first time.
All right, and then we had Miami, where Beyond Toxin and Samij played a very, very close grand final set. That was actually on Beyond Toxin's stream. And it was a noble team kill. Both of them using characters I haven't seen them use before. Toxin using some Firestorm and Samij using some Poison Ivy. We had some repeat top 8ers, Full Auto, Zyfox, Viking, and some new players too.
All right, repeat top 8ers. Interesting that Beyond Toxin is using Firestorm all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Well, that's going to bring us, Evan, to tonight's regions bracket.
Ooh, and tonight's region is Los Angeles. So, of course, we're very familiar with a lot of these players, a lot of SoCal natives. On the bottom of the bracket, we have Osimo against Chaotic Acid and Chico against Pretty Flocko.
Very nice. And leading up to the winner side of the top bracket is going to be Emperor Flappy versus Nubcakes, who's fresh off of his win last week of Wednesday Night Fights. And to start us off, it's finally time for the first match of the night. It's going to be Rashid versus Hara Gaming's Rewind. It's going to be Atrocitus probably versus Superman, most likely. Actually, probably not.
Yeah, Han, he
plays
switches
so many
mains around quite a bit, especially at the very start of this game. So he was a player known in Injustice 1 as Fighting King. And he's brothers of Bushin Style, who a lot of people are familiar with. Now, he has played a lot of different top-tier characters in this game so far. He started off with his favorite character, which is Joker. But we saw him drop Joker pretty quick and move on to a lot of the top tiers. So this is actually the character that we've seen him settle on more than any other character, Deadshot.
Yeah.
Now,
Rewind.
Yeah, Rewind, his opponent, is definitely known for his Atrocitus. We have heard, in fact, Mr. Aquaman, who's here in the studio, like you said, has told me that he's been playing a lot of Black Adam, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did end up seeing that, but he's very well known for his Atrocitus gameplay.
Nice blocks right out of the gate, and a good punish there.
Rewind has had some really good success in War of the Gods, 3rd and 4th in Week 1 and 2, and those are some really gigantic tournaments.
And he didn't enter Hometown Heroes Week 1, so his first week technically, and he's already in top 8. Ooh, nice use of the interactable there from Rashid.
Oh, and this corner pressure is deadly. Goes for the weird mix-up right there, using bounce cancel overhead.
Beautiful blocks, though.
Yeah, Han's defense is very good, but now he's got to see if he can actually get out of this corner. Doesn't block the correct way. Gets hit by the low puddle. Gonna get hit with a lot of damages over time. He's taking so much damage.
Look at the damage over time. He's just ticking to death. Rolls.
Ooh, that was, you know, it was risky. I kind of saw maybe what he was going for there, but in the end, he did just waste a lot of meter for nothing.
He wasted meter, and now he's still in the corner. Jumps and gets blood puddled on the way down.
I feel like it would be a much safer option for him to try and push block and then meter burn roll out of the corner as a way to use 2 bars. But now he's left without almost anything, and Rewind has a huge life lead.
Oh, and look at this pressure, messing up a combo, but it doesn't matter as Dexstar is still doing work. And this is a massive, massive life lead for Rewind. In fact, he's still, this is all, we talk about it often. That second life bar, when you're on the second and another player is on the first, that is free damage.
Yeah, it changes the risk reward of a lot of different situations because you end up only, the worst you can do is lose however much life you have left, and the best you can do is the entirety of their last life.
All right, so now we do have the blue bullets, which add knockback or knockdown effects to every shot, but it looks like it's not going to matter now. Again, hard Rewind. Full pressure, and he has Rashid exactly where he wants him. Again, beautiful blocks and a punish.
Ooh, manages to get out, but it might be a little bit too late. Push blocking the plus frames. All we need is some chip. Not quite enough from the interactable.
Oh my goodness, it's... I mean, look, it's possible.
It definitely is possible. Atrocitus has some very abusable wake-ups. Okay, it's almost impossible right here. And yeah, that's going to chip.
It's almost impossible. So the first game is going to be going to Horror Gaming's Rewind.
Now, Deadshot is a player that is a character that a lot of people they have a lot of opinions on, right?
Yes, that's
true.
true.
This is the first time that we've ever seen a Deadshot in Hometown Heroes on broadcast. But this is also the first time that we've seen an Atrocitus on broadcast. Now, Atrocitus is actually another character that
is the word I would use.
Especially recently, a lot of people have just talked about how unfun it is for them to have to block his mix-ups. But he still does have to get in. Of course, he does have Dexstar to cover him. So people have considered that this might be one of the matchups that Deadshot struggles a little bit more in, just because he can cover himself to get in with Dexstar.
That's true, but I will say that Deadshot actually has tools that he can use to go through the shield and still cause a little bit of pushback as well. So
that is definitely true, but at the very least, you're going to make him spend some meter.
And ending in that Rage Breath is so good because it's safe and it covers pretty much the mix-up, which is completely unsafe.
Nice block and a nice punish. Now that is actually one of the most minus moves in the entire game, that low puddle. It is.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's minus 40, which means that every single move in like the entire game can punish it, including just like raw back 3.
Raw back 3, yeah, even the slower ones. Absolutely. Getting caught by 4-2-2 into the blood puddle. Now that string 4-2-2-3 is two mids into 2 overheads unless you cancel into blood puddle, which is a true low.
Right, so at any point, you can cancel instead of the overhead hit into the low, and then you can meter burn it or use Dexstar for a full combo.
Correct. Which is everyone's issue with this matchup because with Dexstar, he's unpunishable.
Oh, and there we go. That's that exact mix-up we were just talking about. Chooses to use the forward 3 in that situation. He could have knocked him through the stage transition, decided not to.
And again, corner pressure here for Rewind. Getting hit with the breath, and still he is just bleeding, and gets hit by the huge overhead.
And that's when he's using the stage transition, because it is completely unbreakable for a lot of damage. Now all he needs to do is just get some chip damage on him or straight hits, and Han will have wasted his breaker or his clash.
Yeah, and all that. That's it. Wow. And he has another form of unclashable damage, which is his stacking debuff, which is his breath.
Yeah, which does quite a bit. Now, Han is actually first place in points for the Los Angeles region right now. And like you did mention earlier, Rewind has not entered at all. Rewind is actually from Las Vegas, so this is a little bit far off for him. It is the closest overall, but we haven't seen Rewind play in this. And Rewind, he's just been so successful in so many different things recently. Han, though, has been very successful in SoCal. He's been doing extremely well at almost every single tournament that he's been to.
Begin.
Surprising. He's sticking with Deadshot. Now, he does have plenty of other characters. He plays Aquaman, he plays Superman,
yeah.
Even has his Pocket Joker, but it doesn't seem like Deadshot has been the answer that he's looking for, so I'm surprised he hasn't switched.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been two pretty dominant games. You would think by the third game, maybe he wants to switch, but I mean, I also respect the fact that he's going to want to stick it out with Deadshot, you know?
I do respect that, but he's also not a player that has a true main, so I think it's a weird choice. And it's, again, not looking like it's working out too great for him. He's already being pushed to the corner. He's been unsuccessful at keeping out Atrocitus.
Yeah, getting caught raw. Now we're going to see the combo. Dexstar is available, but he's actually saving it, trying to take out the first life bar from Han Rashid. Wow, that was a really intelligent decision by Rewind. He decided to save his trait, and now he has it full duration without having to worry about taking a life bar, because in this case, if he takes it, he's going to kill Han Rashid and take the set.
Yeah, and Han is going to do extremely well, most likely against everybody else in this top 8. Week 1, he was able to beat Nubcakes and Chico, who are both in this top 8. So even if he does lose this, he will be knocked in the loser's bracket, and he will be fighting a lot of other players that he's had success against. I don't think he's going to be completely out of it if he doesn't manage to pull this out, which it looks like it'll be very tough.
Yeah, and again, these blocks from Rewind are so on point, and a force breaker, excuse me, clash.
Your anger strengthens.
Yeah, and he's just been stuck in the corner the entire time. Han has unfortunately just not been able to take back any of his space, which is a huge deal as a zoner.
Right.
As a zoner, you have the stage to work with. You get to walk back for as far as you can into the corner, but almost as important as walking back is creating more space.
Oh my goodness, look at how much chip!
Oh yeah, it is definitely a lot, and it's the good thing about it is that it's all
ridiculous.
unscaled damage. So none of it scales based on the combo that he's doing it in, and you know what? He didn't matter. He would have gotten tons of damage from that anyway. As a very, very clean 3-0 victory goes to Rewind.
Unreal. That last combo, what was that, 4 breaths, I think it was? Maybe 5?
Didn't count it. I hope we get to see it
Unreal
again.
amounts of unclashable damage.
And unclashable after the fact, and unscaled damage that just took him down to the, like, pretty much chip life.
Chip life, yeah.
It was going to be tough. But Han just not showing the prowess that he has in the past. He's a good player, but he looked very, very lost in this matchup.